It's time for the Margin Matters Minute with Money Man Jason Brown.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. You can consider today's video as a public service announcement on a situation that I have experienced regarding the medical industry and the healthcare industry. Yes, that's right, folks. I'm going to be sharing a story, and I want you guys to decide, did I get scammed by the health insurance industry? So you can put in the comments below what you think. So I have my bill here, my latest medical bill that I will be talking about. So basically what happened was I went in for an annual physical, going to the doctor where they check you out. And I'm going to give away my age a little bit here, but the doctor told me that now I am of age to start my colonoscopy screenings, which I was thrilled to hear. Now I had expressed a little bit of reservation on that idea because I'm not, I'm of good health. I'm not experiencing any symptoms or any concerns for there to justify just going to get a colonoscopy. So the doctor said, that's okay. There's another test you can do. It's called a Cologuard test, and that's less invasive. And that will test for certain things that might come up, colon related stuff. So basically what a Cologuard test is, it's basically, it's a stool sample. So basically you poop in a box and mail it to a lab is what you do. So I said, okay, well, I can probably try to do that and, go ahead and order that. Now, of course, the first question that I always ask is this covered by my insurance plan? How much will I have to pay out of pocket for it? Now, the doctor said she was quite certain, almost 100% certain, that the Cologuard test would be covered by my insurance company. And of course, they say just go ahead and you can check with the billing department, or it's always wise to just call your insurance company and make sure that your plan covers this test. And of course, I did. And they said, yes, this will be 100% covered because it is considered preventative. So remember that. They code it as preventative. So that was 100% covered. I did the Cologuard test. And unfortunately, it came back positive for me. So it tests for a couple different things. It tests for abnormalities in your DNA. It tests for traces of blood in your stool, and maybe a few other things. Now, a lot of people are a little critical of that test, that it's not very accurate. There's a lot of false positives and false negatives if you do the research on the test. But anyway, because I had tested positive on the Cologuard test, now I definitely have to go get the colonoscopy, so that's kind of how that works. So if I would have tested negative on that test, then I would have been fine. Hey, don't worry about the colonoscopy. You're good, maybe for another 5 or 10 years, whatever that time limit is. So now I have to do the colonoscopy. I was like, okay. So I went ahead and did the colonoscopy as instructed by the doctors. So I did that. That was fine. And then I got my bill. So basically what happened was they charged my insurance company $2,850 for this colonoscopy. And of that $2,850, I am personally responsible for $761.69 out of my pocket. That's what my insurance company is not going to cover. So here's what happened. And I kind of found all this out after the fact. Because I did that Cologuard test first, now I have to pay for the colonoscopy. So what I should have done is I should have just gone ahead and done the colonoscopy, and that would have been 100% covered by my insurance because of the way that they code these tests. So they coded the Cologuard test as preventative, so it was 100% covered by insurance. But the colonoscopy test, the screening, was coded as diagnostic. So, I kind of felt a little duped when I found this out. I said, well, hey, I even went back to my GI doctor and I had this discussion with him, the doctor as well as some of the staff members. I said, look, um, nobody told me this. And he said, you know what? He actually was on my side. He said, you know what, Jason, you're absolutely right. He says, you will not find this information out anywhere on the internet. Nobody will ever tell you this. And you're right. You should have just gone and got the colonoscopy, because that would have been 100% covered, because they would have coded that as the preventative screening. So huge lesson learned. Now I'm stuck with a bill for $761.69 that I really should not have had to pay for if I would have known what I know now. So that's why I wanted to do this video, was to let all you guys know, hey, don't let this happen to you. Ask questions. Always call your insurance company. Make sure they cover a screening or a test or any sort of procedure. Find out what you're going to owe out of pocket before you commit to something. This was a big life lesson for me, because I couldn't understand why the colonoscopy would also be coded as screening, because it's screening. But they code it differently. Anyway, so hey, what do you guys think? Was I scammed? Was I duped? Or was I just misinformed? Or is this all my fault for not knowing information that nobody puts out there? So that was a little bit of the frustration as well, is that this is stuff that, they don't really tell you. So that's why I wanted to tell you guys. So if you guys ever have to get a colonoscopy screening, just go ahead and do the colonoscopy. Do not do the Cologuard, because you'll end up having to pay for the colonoscopy out of pocket, like what happened to me. But it all depends on what kind of insurance plan you have as well, I'm sure. So just do your due diligence. Call your people, call your billing office, call your insurance company. Make sure you know what you're going to have to potentially pay for out of pocket, because you don't want to get stuck for a bill for several hundred or several $1,000s. So I hope this video creates some awareness for everybody out there. And let me know, has anything like this happened to you guys? Health insurance, have you felt duped or scammed, or did you get, a surprise bill in the mail? Tell me your story and tell me, what you did about it. How did you handle it? So until next time, thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to support me, I always love talking about money on this channel, so you can subscribe, like, comment, all the things that YouTube algorithm loves. And also, stay tuned to the very end of the video. A couple more videos will pop up related to this one that might be of interest to you. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, remember my favorite saying, it's not the amount of money you make, but the margin that matters the most. See you next time.